It is Magic 107.5, 97.5, the real sound of Atlanta. Ryan Cameron Uncensored. And, relationships, friendships, they speak volumes. And when people don't change their number, that's when you know you got a good friend. Morris Chestnut, you've not changed your number, brother.
I'm not changing.
I can still get at you.
Oh man, I hit you back as soon as you hit me back. You hit me back as soon as I hit you.
You tell me you're gone.
Yeah. No, Ryan be like, yo, you in town, man? I just left town, right?
Hey man, they said wheels up. They said wheels up.
Nah. On your jet? Is that right? What does wheels up mean? Only people with private jets know what wheels up mean.
I have one person in here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like Sesame Street. I feel like Count Dracula.
That's the Peacock team.
Oh, that's the Peacock team.
That's the Peacock team. Yes, that's the because we're supposed to talk about the Best Man in the Final Chapters premiering December 22nd. That's what they want to make sure I say that.
How did you get this guy to come along?
You know what? It's tough. It's hard to get directors like Malcolm D. Lee to come on out and talk. They normally say y'all go do it, but we got them.
They don't want to see me. Y'all don't want to see. They like the fans want to see the talent and the pretty guys in front of them.
But I disagree because I think a lot of people, especially a franchise like this, in all seriousness, I think a lot of people want to understand the mind of the individual that it came from and how did you conceive it.
Yeah,
it's been around for so many years.
It has been, yeah.
Malcolm, my first question, I guess, to you is, how big of an August Wilson fan are you?
I love August Wilson.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like, I can't say I've seen everything.
Yeah.
But Piano Lesson, 7 Guitars,
Fences.
Yeah. I mean, you
guys talking about the guy with the name on basketball that. No, great.
Well, I mean, because you even had one of the children named.
That's right,
August Wilson in one of the movies. But sometimes when I see I think particularly when I look at Terrence Howard's character, he just comes around, and kind of starts some shit and then just kind of. That's kind of like how August Wilson has people in some of the. I think about Fences and Lions.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think that I've had a lot of influences.
Right.
And I would say that's fair to say. I mean, one of my children's middle names is August. Yeah, my youngest. And so he's one of our most respected playwrights.
Of all
black, and just American playwrights. Yeah. Right. So yeah, I mean, when I love ensembles.
Right.
And so giving each character something great to kind of play and have an arc for them and. Why is Quentin the way he is, right? And we delve into that a lot more in Best Man Final Chapters. Who he makes he is and what him tick, and the fact that he's getting married.
Right. When I talk to people about their bodies of work, and when you have Mars like a body of work like y'all have created, fans always have their own interpretation of where things are supposed to go and why this happened and what is wrong and what you did. I've seen so many things, especially when series are coming to an end or even the final chapters, where somebody's gonna have something to say.
Yeah, you can't stop that. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna have their opinions, and that's fine. They should,
right?
Because they're invested in the characters, they're invested in the stories. And if that's how they want to do things, they should write. That should inspire them to create their own.
Go do it yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it to be like a jerk or whatever,
right.
But I have a particular vision about how things I thought should go, and so this is what we're presenting, and I think people are going to enjoy it. I hope that they do. If they've enjoyed the first 2 films, they will enjoy this series.
And I actually like it when fans come up and they have suggestions. Well, why didn't you do it this way? Because it tells me that not only did they were entertained by it, but they also thought about it after the fact. Well, he could have done this, he could have done that. It tells me that they are invested in whatever it is. Because trust me, I have some movies that people don't ever mention. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you don't want to talk about, but they don't even care about it. So yeah, I like it when they have opinions.
I'm trying to delve into all of this. Is there a possibility? Because I've seen it happen with other series of a prequel. Because let me finish.
Yes,
let me
please,
finish, Malcolm.
go on.
Because we know that they met, but the how and the where. Like, because when people sometimes end stuff, they go back. I look at a lot of series. Well, how did all this come about? Have you ever thought about a prequel?
I have thought about it.
Hey,
I have thought about it. But my main focus was to try to mount this final installment with this cast. because I think the fans deserved it. I think they deserved to embody these characters one last time as well. So, you know, if a prequel does happen, it'd be
it's a possibility.
I don't know. Maybe.
Everything's a possibility in our industry. Even when you don't. I mean, we would have never thought when we did the first Best Man that we'd be here now doing a series, a Peacock series. You know, the thing about the industry is it's constantly changing, and so you never can say never about anything in this industry.
Mars, how do you like Hollywood, man? I mean, you've seen it all. You've seen the ups and the downs, and things that you thought were going to be a hit that didn't jump off, and you know, I mean, like, how do you stay like above it all? I'm not saying you don't have ups and downs, but I'm saying like, you know, it's something serious out there, man.
Well, for me, I've made an effort because it's not me, but I make Hollywood is not my life. It's a part of my life, but it's not my life.
Right.
You know, I'll come out for this type of promotions and whatever I'm working on. But for the most part, I'm really just like a homebody, and I keep everything low key because I have not made the industry my life, and that's how I approach it.
But when you got that star, right,
well deserved, by the way.
Thank you.
And you pull up that placard, and it's there to be forever captured for generations to come,
for people to walk on,
to walk on and stomp
and
on
clean.
and spit on,
and I appreciate you going down there cleaning your own star.
Anytime.
I mean, but because your body of work has been so extensive, was that a moment where you was like, wow, man, like this is really happening? Like, how did that make you feel?
Listen, honestly, it was something that my mother brought up. My mother said, you should have a star. And it was one of the things where I was like, I don't really think about that.
Right.
And so she activated my publicist and my wife, and they got it done. But honestly, I haven't been there since, and I don't really think about it because
you haven't been back since that day.
I have not. No, I have not, because I just keep moving forward. It really, for me, I'm really just focused on just doing more. I forget about the last job and move on to the next. Sometime too soon,
right?
But I just keep focused on doing some more.
So
I gotta say I appreciate that about Morris. Like he's one of the most nicest guys, most level-headed guys in the industry. I love working with him. I love interacting with him. I think I consider him a real friend. And like it's just like this business can get you acting funny, and to not make it your life is like the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the fact that you have remained the same guy for all these years, but I think as we talked to Morris Chestnut and Malcolm Lee, you don't give me enough credit.
Give you enough
for
credit?
Pam.
Oh yeah,
well, you don't. I mean, you mentioned Pam sort of like an aside. But if I don't give, when we're at West Georgia, if I don't give Pam her first job,
Ryan gave Pam, my wife, her first job.
She does not go on to become the person who activates the publicist, which then gives you the star.
Right.
Way back, come on, bro.
I do have to say this now, and given all respect to my wife, I'm gonna give a lot of respect to Ryan, because first of all, my wife is the backbone of everything that I do. Seriously, she holds it down so I can focus on, because people don't understand the aspect of the industry in terms of the rejection, and people just think, oh, whatever you want to do, you do. It don't work like that.
Right.
There's like 1% of the people in our industry who can do what they want to do when they want to do it, and then at some point, that 1%, everything goes up, everything comes down.
Right.
And so, but Pam has been the backbone to everything that I've done. So I thank you for allowing her to give her first job so she can understand what it's like to be out there to work. Yes.
I'm glad you brought it back to Pam, and like how did it get to be about you?
It's the Ryan Carroll Uncensored show, Mel. What are you talking
your
about?
name is in the title. Is that enough?
I don't know what else you want me to do, brother. So I mean, as we talk about this whole, the project and the body of work that you guys have put together, did you ever think when it first landed and it was a huge success, and then you come back with the Best Man Holiday, that it was going to be this?
No, I mean, it was certainly not the intention to do that. Like it was my first movie with the Best Man, and I was very fortunate to write the right script at the right time, that the acting community activated, and they really wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
And my intention was to make a classic, and that was it. Then it was the industry and people saying, hey, how about a sequel? And I didn't want to do a sequel.
Why not?
I didn't want to do it that soon, right away. I didn't want to do the same movie, right? Like, it's my first movie. Then if you do another one that's just like it, they're like, oh, that's all he can do. That's what he does. That's the one-trick pony.
Right.
So I had other stories I wanted to tell. I wanted these characters to live some life.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to live some life myself. Then we could revisit them. And we did 14 years later, told a different story, same group of characters, but very much adults and real people and a reflection of many people that we know. And so, to get to do this with a series is a real blessing, and I thought what we owed to the fans.
How did the relationship with Peacock? How did that transition into this? Was it like somebody made a call? Somebody said, "Hey, why don't?" You was like, you know what? Like, how did that come about?
Well, I was keeping the cast informed every step of the way of what our options were.
Right.
And Peacock was the network that really stepped up and said, we will do this without doubt. There were others, believe it or not, who were like,
there were some other players.
There were other players that were like, well, maybe do one episode and we'll see. Or there were others that were like, oh, we just want to hear the pitch, and it didn't happen. So it was great that once we decided, like, hey, let's try to make this into a series.
Right.
That Peacock was the one that stepped up, and it's kind of great synergy because they're under the same parent company of Universal Television, Universal Pictures. So it all kind of worked out.
When you're walking through the airports, not when you're walking through the one you were today with the jet, but when you walk,
I was cleaning your jet. You don't have to tell people what I do on my side job. My side job is cleaning your jet up, man. You ain't got to tell the people.
When you walk through the people port, what do people come up to you and say? Because I know. You're a bona fide, legitimate movie star. You look like money right now. Me, I look like somebody that is. Oh, hey man, what you doing today? You want to do an interview? Come on upstairs. But you are a real movie star, bro. When people come up to you, what character do they talk about? Do they talk about Best Man more than anybody?
The Best Man would be the story that they want to see the most. They've been wanting to see the next of.
Right.
The most referenced character is Ricky. I hear that. I always hear that. But the project that they're always asking, when is there going to be? What are you guys doing? Would be the Best Man, hands down.
Yeah.
Another thing too, because it's like when you say, did you never set out? Most of the time, you never set out to make a bad movie or a bad TV show. Everything that, for the most part, there are a couple of jobs you take maybe because you need to pay the rent.
Right.
But for the most part, everything that we do, we believe is going to be successful.
That's right.
And so to be able, but it very rarely happens. So to be able to be a part of something that spans over 25, 30 years that people still want to see and people still want to pay you money to make, it's a very, very special project.
My mother is 74 years old, and she says whenever it comes on, either one, I have to stop. She brings up the New Edition scene. As always, it's like, this is my favorite. And then she's 74 years old, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And my daughters have watched it. When you think about how it just resonates with everybody, does that make you feel like, okay, because it is generational.
Yeah, no, look, I made it at a certain time in my life that was, I think, reflective of me and my friends and what was happening. And I feel very fortunate that people feel, a kinship towards it. And because that was always the intention, right? To like be a reflection of Black American life and normalizing that, not just how, other people see us, but how we see ourselves.
Right.
And so that was important to me, and it's always been like the mission to make the so-called African American movie or television show mainstream and like normalized. And it was a universal story. Any of these the characters could be any race, but they had the cultural specificity of being Black.
We're talking about, of course, the final chapter of The Best Man, Morris Chestnut, Malcolm Lee in the studio, Ryan Cameron Uncensored. Morris, what you got going on, man? What's next, bro? Is something in the can you want to tell me about, man? Little secret,
Nothing.
You're always working.
No, knock on wood. We did.
How are you gonna spend the holidays? What's gonna be your how you gonna bring in New Year? I'm curious. What does Mo Cheese do? What's a Hollywood star of fame? What do you do now? You got to star. What do you do?
Man, I gotta be honest. I'm home every New Year. I would have the most boring life ever. People would not be entertained by my life or excited by my life. I just keep it.
Do you watch TV and watch the ball drop and?
I'm never up. I'm never up by that time. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I'm always sleep by that time. But honestly, my day consists of I get up, I go to the gym, and I come home unless there's some other meetings that I have to take or something else I have to do, for the family. But that's pretty much what my day consists of. So it's not exciting. It's not like Malcolm or yours. It's not like yours, Ryan, getting on a private jet every other day.
Wheels up.
Wheels up. Yes, wheels up. You know what I'm saying? Wheels up. Yeah, we came for y'all don't know. For y'all don't know.
Come on,
we came in here, Malcolm, and Ryan's talking about wheels up. Now, only certain people know what wheels up mean, right? Most people are like, what gate number you at?
Right, exactly.
What's your gate number? But Ryan up here talking about wheels up.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Hey, when people, coming off of this pandemic, and the whole world shutting down for almost 3 years, a lot of people got a chance to watch a lot of motion picture, a lot of cinema. I'm sure the numbers for Best Man and Best Man Holiday, probably for people renting it or whatever, when they think about this series, because they're going to be home for the holidays too.
Yeah.
What do you want them to, there's always going to be some discussion.
Sure.
As you made these, what is your takeaway from how you want people to feel when the final chapters have finally run?
It's so funny. That's always an interesting question. What's the message? What I want people to feel? Like I'm hoping they feel great. I'm hoping they feel like they want to discuss it. More. Like there's a lot of things that occur with these characters that I think are going to be reflective of people's own lives, particularly people who are of a certain age. You know what I mean? Because we're in the sandwich years, right? Like we're parenting our children, we're parenting our parents.
Right.
We're at career. Some of us are career crossroads. We're at a place in our lives where it's like, well, am I continuing with the same partner that I've been with forever, or am I making a change? Yeah. And we see that happening.
Pandemic led to a lot of divorces, man.
Oh yeah.
People couldn't realize that they really couldn't stand the person because they was always at work.
Right.
Very true.
And pandemic revealed a lot. So yeah, I think we wanted to really be a reflection of that, and do it with these characters. Midlife renaissance. And midlife metamorphosis is like the themes of what we're talking about in this series.
Well, I know you guys, got a lot of people to see, and I don't want to hog up all the time, but Morris, always, bro.
Always. Man.
Day one, brother.
Definitely.
Continued success, and I see Pam just called.
Yeah, she just
so you got to call her back so I can be like,
yeah, I call back right now.
Yeah.
More credit.
I'm gonna tell.
More credit.
I say, babe, Ryan said he wanted to fire you.
No, hey, come on, man.
Don't do that.
Come on, man, don't do all that.
Hey, babe, I'm on air right now with Ryan. He said he wanted to fire you earlier.
I never said that, Pam. I never said no. Come on, don't.
Hold on. So I'm gonna put you on speakerphone, babe. Say what you just said, homie. About me. Go ahead. What you just say, babe?
I said he did not want to fire me. I was good.
Thank you, Pam. Love you.
She said, "Love you too." All right, babe. I'll call you right back.
There you go. See, it's official, man. It's all about these relationships. So tell them where they, you did it in the beginning.
Yes.
How do people make sure they can go and watch all of this stuff?
Yes. So The Best Man, the final chapters will be on Peacock starting December 22nd. You'll be able to watch 1, 2, 3, or all 8 episodes on the same day. However you like to do it. But December 22nd on Peacock.
Get your subscription.
Get your binge on. All right, man.
Yeah, y'all can't bootleg this one.
Don't bootleg.
You can't bootleg this one.
How many bootlegs was it, man?
Oh, back in the day?
Countless.
Oh, my God.
Because that was like the barbershop. Yeah, that was a barbershop DVD right
there. Oh, yeah. The
barbershop DVD, man.
The original.
Really sad.
Yo, I got that Best Man.
I got that Best Man. I got that Best Man holiday. What you got?
Yeah, back then it was really popping back then.
It's Ryan Kimber Uncensored. Magic 107.5, 97.5, the real sound of Atlanta.